Good morning. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Kelly Lukenda. I'm with 210 Home Buyers Warranty and your home warranty partner and resource. So today I'm pretty much going to go through the ins and outs of the home warranty. I was saying earlier, usually after these classes, people are like, I had no idea. There's so much to know about home warranties. So just a little bit, I was just saying, I've been with the company, this May will be 21 years. What this means to you is I love what I do. I've been here that long, right out of college. And I love this company. And one thing about me is I do come along with my product. I am here not only to educate you guys, I love to talk to your clients. I think it's so important that your clients understand the warranty, the coverage, the expectations of a home warranty. But I like to give the peace of mind because usually if there's a problem, who do they call? You guys. So I like to reach out so they have my information. I always tell them to save me as Kelly Warranty. That way, if they forget my name, they can put it warranty and it's going to pop up. But I just want them to have a peace of mind knowing that they have a local person here in Georgia. I'm local in Pushton. And so if they ever have questions, even after that closing date, if they ever need guidance or, contractors, they are third party with us. They're not employed by 210. I like to say contractors, they can be our best friend in the whole entire world. And sometimes certain techs can be my worst nightmare. And so I want them to have a peace of mind knowing if anything ever gets off track, if they feel like the contractor's not doing his or her job, that they can call me and I get it back on track. I'm here to make you guys look good because I want to continue to grow our business together. Okay. So for you guys, if they do call you, never feel like, oh gosh, Kelly, I'm so sorry I had to get you involved. I need to be involved. This is my reputation. It's also your reputation. You are, pushing 210 onto your clients. And so I want to prove to you the reason why you chose to do business with me. So please get me involved if anything ever gets off track. Okay, because I need to know these kind of things. A lot of the times, if we ever have an agent or a homeowner say, you need to fire this company, they are horrible. And then when I do the research, I see that the company did over 800 jobs with us, and there's only 2 complaints. It could be a tech. So that's why we need to know, because we will go back to the company. And if it's a certain tech, then we say we need to figure this out. We need to either get them some training or get rid of them because they're getting some bad complaints with some of our homeowners. So that's why we need to know these things. So 210, a lot of people, the number one question I usually get is like, why do y'all have 210 home buyers warranty compared to other home warranties like American Home Shield, First American, Old Republic? Well, in Georgia, we are one of the only home warranty companies in Georgia. There's some in other states, but we are the only home warranty company in Georgia that not only offers the 1-year systems and appliances for our pre-loved homes, we also work with builders with brand new construction homes never been lived in. And that's where 2-10 came from because that's our new home warranty. It's our 1-year workmanship, 2-year delivery systems, and 10 years of structural coverage that we offer for brand new construction homes never been lived in. So if you guys are ever working with any builders or brand new construction homes never been lived in, let us know. They could be one of our builders. In Georgia, 1 out of 4 homes has our structural coverage, which is awesome. Nationally, 1 out of 5 homes has our structural coverage. So we're one of the bigger companies that have that structural coverage. But if the builder's not a member with us, Keisha Holsey, she is my counterpart who works directly with our builders. I work directly with you guys. I can get you in touch with Keisha. She can talk to the builder about why to choose 210, because we actually do take a lot of liability away from that builder. A lot of the times, like I hear agents come back at me saying with new home construction, well, the builder is only going to do a 1-year builder warranty. They don't want to become a member and offer the full 210. Just know, this is something always special to have in your back pocket. There is a statute of repose in the state of Georgia for brand new construction homes and builders. It's 8 years. That builder, no matter what, no matter if they tell you they're only going to give you a 1-year warranty, they are responsible for 8 years of structural coverage on them. The first home ownership. And what I mean by first home ownership, just say they bought the home, brand new construction, never been lived in January. and then they decide to put it on the market in May, new homeowners come in, that completely wipes out that 8 years on the builder. It's only the first year homeownership. So that's why builders choose to become a member with us, because we take that 8 years of liability away and we take on 10 years of structural coverage. The builder is responsible for the first 2 years, which is our 1 year workmanship, which is a basic 1 year builder warranty, and then 2 years of delivery systems, meaning what's behind the walls, delivers like the pipes, and then also like the ductwork that goes to the HVAC. They don't have any HVAC or appliance coverage. It's just, the pipes behind the wall. And then, of course, we cover from day one of closing for 10 years of structural coverage. The builder, again, has to be enrolled with us, and they're the ones that have to enroll that warranty. If you refer a builder over to us and they do become a member with us, you also do get a $100 referral fee. But once the builder does become a member, there is an application fee. If you refer them, it's $325. And then Keisha will give them a rate per thousand. It's a dollar amount per thousand of the sales price. And that's how they determine for the full 210 or just 10-year structural coverage. Y'all have any questions regarding that? Okay. So the good thing about having two different divisions working with our new home side and a resale, if you are ever working with a resale home that's 9 years or younger, now remember I said 1 out of 4 homes in the state of Georgia have our structural coverage. I was actually in front of a sales meeting and I was talking about our listing coverage, our complimentary listing coverage, which I'll be going over. And one of the agents raised her hand and she was like, well, I have a 5-year-old home. Do you even see like if I should put coverage on it? I mean, it's only 5 years old. I'm like, yeah, because after COVID, we have been seeing appliances having to be replaced within 1 to 3 years. We've actually seen appliances having to be replaced after 1 year. They're just not making them the way that they do anymore. But when she said that, I was like, no, go ahead and text me the property address and let me check on it when I get done speaking. And so I got done speaking about everything, went back to my chair that I was sitting at, and I sent a little email to my new home rep and I was like, hey, can you look up this address? Is there structural coverage on it? And she wrote back. She was like, yeah, there's 5 years left. And so I raised my hand. I was like, Mary Ellen, just letting you know that there's 5 years left of structural coverage. So what I would do is that's a great marketing tool that you can use. Not only are we offering a 1 year systems and appliance or warranty, there's 5 years left of structural coverage that you can market. So again, just ask me if it's, 9 years or younger, I can check to see if they have remaining structural coverage. Another thing, if you see at the very back of this service agreement, if the builder, again, does not want to become a member with us, then, there's no structural coverage. We do have a 3-year new construction warranty. And this is for, again, new construction homes never been lived in, but it's 3 years of coverage and it covers just the systems and appliances. These are great prices. As you can see, a 1 year resale for Supreme is $740. A 3-year for a brand new construction, Supreme is $750. And you can either start year 1 for 3 years, or you can start year 2 for 3 years. Just let me know and we can get that all set up for you. Okay. So what is a home warranty? The best definition I can give you guys is cost versus the convenience. Cost versus the convenience. We are saving you a lot of money, but going through a warranty, it's a process. So let me just tell you guys a story. This is actually a very good friend of mine. He used to be a team leader with Keller Williams. He has a second home, a lake house on Lake Lanier, has 3 HVAC systems. So he has a basement, the normal and then above. And over Labor Day weekend, on a Saturday, his main level HVAC went out. This is on a Saturday. So what does he do? He waits till Tuesday to call me. One thing that I would love to do is place claims, but that is one thing that I'm not allowed to do, is place claims for the homeowner. It's just because there's so many questions that they're going to ask that I can't answer myself. And so we do ask the homeowners to place those claims. So he wasn't too happy when I told him, you're going to have to place a claim. And then that way it will get dispatched to a contractor. They'll get the work order. The contractor will then call you to schedule. So he kind of delayed the claim a little. Okay. It's also Labor Day, it's hot. These HVAC guys, they could be 2 to 4 days out sometimes if it's during their busy season. Luckily, he placed his claim on Tuesday, and we are able to get somebody out Wednesday evening, the next day. But it was between 4 and 5 that they were able to get out there. So they went out on Wednesday, and they determined that the HVAC system could not be repaired. That's what we're gonna try to do with any home warranty company you look for. We're gonna try to repair it. If we can repair it, we're gonna repair it. But if we can't repair it, that's when we would replace. But the contractor came back saying, can't be repaired, this system has to be replaced. So that was Wednesday. Contractor has 24 hours to get the diagnosis done. But we got the diagnosis within Thursday morning. We had to approve it. It goes through our parts. They have to research it. They have to order. So Friday, we found out that it was ordered, but we have to also wait until it's ready for pickup. It's just like going into Best Buy, you order something online, you get an email when it's ready for pickup. That's just like how our suppliers work. So he thought he was coming up to a week without AC. He did delay it a little bit, but he was upset. He even had his own guy go out there to give him a quote because he was like, I just want this done. He got $11,000 quote. And so when he came back to us and when we told him we would give him about $2,400 towards that, he was like, well, I don't understand. Well, because of warranty companies, you have to understand, we get rates. We buy everything in bulk. We're national. We get everything a lot cheaper than these contractors do. So that's why we ordered the parts and the replacement. So he decided to stay with us because he didn't want to be thousands of dollars out of pocket. Another thing, Friday, they found out that it was ready for pickup. But with these contractors, they are third party with us. We have no control over their schedules. We can't just call them and say, you better be there. We can't do that. A lot of the things that I've learned over the years is with HVAC, a lot of them have to hire a subcontractor to go out to do the final replacement because it's a large job. And so they have him on schedule for Monday. So again, Saturday through the next Monday, he was without AC, okay? He got quoted $11,000. We replaced the full system for him. How much do you guys think that he was out of pocket? He was out of pocket $175. He paid $100 service fee, and then out of the modifications that went over the 250, 75. He was $175. Can y'all understand the cost versus the convenience? Yeah. But he also delayed it. But it is a process. Sometimes we can't find parts. Sometimes we have to order, where it could take a couple of days for us to get it. And so when it goes into the definition of a home warranty, cost versus convenience, one thing I like to explain to the homeowners is we are not an emergency service. We're not. We are more of a risk management tool to help offset high out-of-pocket costs. But we understand emergencies, and we will do whatever we can to help them. An emergency is considered no water at all to the house, no electricity at all to the house, a home with only one system, not 3 systems, but one system, and it's 95 degrees outside or higher. Same thing with the heating, okay? So claims, how to request claims is very simple for our homeowners. They can either call our 1-800 number to place a claim, or we do have a homeowner portal, which is just www.2-10.com/homeowner. We try to guide all of our homeowners to the homeowner portal. It is easy. They see everything. There is no hold times. So when they're calling in June for an HVAC claim, I'm not going to lie, they might be on hold for a while because we're a national company. Everyone's calling us wherever we're tied because AC has gone down. But on the homeowner portal, I have my own homeowner portal. It takes me less than 3 minutes to place a claim. I see who the contractor is. Contractors, now, if they're placing a claim during a regular business day, they do have 24 hours to call. That's how the warranty works. They're very good about calling within 4 hours though. A lot of them will call them right when they get the work order. But we also tell the homeowner who the contractor is, the company name, and their number, and we do let them know. Just give them 30 minutes to get that work order, but you're more than welcome to give them a call too to get on schedule if you need to. If the homeowner is calling Friday at 4 o'clock or into the weekend, I'll be honest, they're probably not gonna get a call until Monday. That's just how it works. But again, back to the whole emergency situation. If there is an emergency situation, no water at all, no electricity, one system, it's 95, 98 degrees outside, that's where you guys could get me involved, okay? Because I'm gonna do everything I can. I can escalate it to the office of my president to where they'll just be on the phone, just dialing down every contractor to see if we can get somebody out there within 24 hours. Or I do have an authority to give a pre-approval amount. So there's been so many times where I've had an agent that will call me on a Friday evening saying, hell, their AC went out. They only have one system. It's supposed to be up in the hundreds this weekend. Is there anything that you can do? And there's times where I can just say, you can go out of network, just make sure that they have to place their claim. They can't just go out of network and then send me a bill for $15,000 and think that we're going to reimburse them $15,000. True story, but it's not going to happen. They have to let us know that they're going out of network, and there's a process for the out of network. But there's times where I can pre-approve, where I can say, hey, if you can find a contractor that can come out tonight or on a Saturday or over this weekend that can do the job for $500 or below, then I can reimburse you in full if it's an eligible item minus the service fee. Because a lot of the times with HVAC, with ACs, it's usually the capacitor that goes out. It's a simple repair that's like a $200 repair. And usually it works. But when the contractor comes back saying it has to be replaced and it's going to cost 15 grand, that's when we can't do anything until we approve it, because we're not going to approve that amount. We're only going to approve what we would have paid our contractor to do the job. But if it's an emergency situation to where we can't get anybody out, we do go a little higher, not just based off our price guidelines. It's a case by case kind of thing. Okay. But ONC, if it's not an emergency situation and they just say that you have one on your own home and your son owns an HVAC company, you're like, I don't want your guys. I want my son. I trust him. That's fine. Just let us know, place your claim. Let us know that you're going out of network. You have me. That's what I'm here for. Have your son come out, do a full diagnosis, just say it's a capacitor and something else. Give me the full diagnosis of what needs to be done and the labor. Then I will take that. I escalate it. 210 will come back to say your son charged $680. 210 might come back and say, we'll give $350 towards this job. And you can either say, okay, or I'll go with your contractor to where I'm less out of pocket. Does that make sense? Usually out of network though, if you have a good contractor that you work with, I always say find your good contractors and just use them all the time. They'll come out and give you really good deals, because usually with, my agent's personal homes, I've seen where we've been able to reimburse them in full minus the service fee. Okay. Any questions before I move on? Awesome. So I'm going to go into the plan, and you'll see on the very, very back, we have 3 different plans to choose from. We have a simple, standard, and our supreme, and then also right here, you'll see the categories of everything that is covered under each plan. Our simple is $580. That plan, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't push the plan. It's $580. You can pay $40 more to get standard and get a lot more coverage. But there are homeowners that just stick with the simple because it's the cheaper one, or the seller will only pay, up to $580 towards a warranty. The simple just covers the 3 most expensive systems in the home. So it's HVAC, which is heating and cooling, water heater, and the freestanding fridge. Sometimes if you have a homeowner that doesn't care about anything, doesn't care about the appliances, has brand new appliances and he knows how to do the plumbing and electrical, sometimes I have homeowners say, I just want HVAC coverage. Sometimes that simple plan is probably the best way to go. Okay. The standard plan and the supreme do cover all the major systems and appliances inside the home. So it's all your plumbing, the electrical, all the kitchen appliances in the main kitchen, the water heater, heating and air, garage door openers up to 3. So I like to say peach. Just think of the word peach. That's what's covered in a warranty. P for plumbing, E for electrical, A for appliances, C cooling, H heating. Okay. In our standard plan, we just cover the mechanical breakdowns due to normal wear and tear. So it's pretty much the motor that we cover. Does that make sense? In our Supreme, you're getting additional coverages, but you're getting more coverage towards the replacement. So everything that you're getting with the Supreme that is not included in the standard is you're also going to get clothes washer and dryer. You'll also get additional coverages towards the heating and air, such as the concrete pad that it sits on and the electrical cutoff switches. We do cover anything under manufactured warranty. We cover all the accessories with the appliances. But towards replacement, we cover haul-away and disposal fees, the refrigerant recovery, and then we also cover permits, code violations, modifications, and carpentry. Those last four up to $250 per contract. So that's why I pushed the Supreme, because usually if we had to do a full replacement and my friend had the Supreme, they're going to be less out of pocket. A great example, I was actually doing a class for a large team of mine, and I was telling them exactly what we did one month as far as replacements, especially with HVAC. And I saw that we did 3 full system replacements. One of them had our standard coverage, and 2 of them had our Supreme coverage. The one that had the standard coverage for the full system replacement, they're $905 out of pocket, $905. But still, $905 is still better than these guys that are quoting $10,000 more. Okay, but the 2 that had the Supreme, one was I think $250 out of pocket, and one was just a service. $100. If you don't see the big differences between the Supreme and the standard. But again,
and these are monthly fees?
No, this is yearly. It is yearly. And the good thing about this is our realtor product. And so I like to say it's more of an introductory to 210. So it's the best coverage because they're getting represented by you guys. They're buying their biggest investment. So we're trying to give them the best product. So I'll be honest, when they do renew, prices do go up and they go to a renewal product where it's more of a pick and choose type coverage. So one thing to know, as a realtor for your own personal homes, if you ever want a home warranty, you can get this and you will always stay on this plan. You just have to let them know you're an agent every year. I have agents that will contact me saying, hey, Kelly, this is my personal home. I need to renew, and I'll have my girl reach out. But you will always stay on this plan. But for your homeowners, they do go to a renewal plan. But one thing to keep in mind, you can actually purchase up to 3 years on this plan for them. But you have to you have to pay up in full. But the good thing about that is you would double the price for 2 years, triple the price for 3 years. They do not get hit with the renewal pricing, and they stay on our realtor product for 3 years. So that's also good to know, because if you ever have money left over on the table, that's what I would definitely use it for. Okay. Any questions? Any questions regarding the plan? Cool. So one thing that you'll see is our seller coverage. And you guys know what happens if you take a listing. Does anyone know what happens when you take a listing in your office?
And I'm like,
Boom, boom. So your office, they send 210 reports showing every listing. And we automatically go ahead and we enroll them into the complimentary listing program. So how this helps you guys, we are not doing this with every office. And so we're trying to set you guys apart from others in the market by going out on your listing appointments, basically stating, if you list with me, this is what you're going to get. Use this as a value. Don't say this is what my office gets. Say this is what you get for working with me. If I list your home, I'm going to make sure that all your systems and appliances are going to be eligible for coverage through 210 Home Buyers Warranty. So the number one question is, well, if I do this, do my sellers have to pay the home warranty? Do they? Nope, they're not obligated to pay. Nope. All that we ask is that you market it with the home, saying available. And we have sign writers in the back where my service agreements are in the workroom, where you guys could put up and they say home warranty is available. The reason why we have available is because, again, your sellers are not obligated to pay. We just ask that you let the buyers know, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, hey, buyer's agent, we've had complimentary listing coverage through 210 home buyer's warranty. I even took out the AC coverage for the last 2 months. We've already created history with this company on the system and appliances. This is something that you can purchase for your buyers, or your buyers can purchase for themselves, and they'll get a full 1-year warranty starting day of close for a full year. So the cool thing about it is you've already created the history on the home, and they're gonna get a full 1-year warranty. So that kind of avoids a lot of pre-existing, depending on how long you've had the coverage for the listing period. And as you heard me say, the only thing that is optional to add on is the air conditioner and heat pump coverage. That is an additional $50. If they wanted that coverage during the listing period, you would either have to go to their agent portal, or a lot of agents will just email me or text me with a property address saying, hey, this is Melissa, can you add AC? And I'll do it for you and send you the confirmation. A lot of my agents, what they do is also put that in their listing presentation, saying, not only will I get this for you, but I will pay the AC coverage for you as well. If you want, it's only $50. Or they can ask the sellers, I'm giving you this free coverage. It's up to you if you want AC and heat pump coverage. We are going into the hotter months. I would highly recommend doing that. And they can pay the $50. And again, they can pay for the $50 up front, or they can pay at closing, but that's the only thing that is due to be paid if they agree to take that out, even if it closes or not closed. But the cool thing about the complimentary listing coverage is, this is another question that gets asked, but what if you guys pay claims and they don't pay? That's what happens. We're taking this huge risk, paying claims. If we have to pay a claim during that listing period, and if it does not, close with a warranty, the seller does not want to pay for it, then it's on us. Okay. We're hoping that it will convert over. The whole point is because, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, a couple of years ago, it was a seller's market. Who was in the business a couple of years ago? So, weren't you?
Mm-hmm.
And you couldn't ask for anything, right? Why?
Can ask for anything.
You couldn't ask for anything for 2 years. My business went down 56%. I'm sorry, I can't believe I'm still here, but it's finally going back up. Thank you, Jesus. But you couldn't ask for it. You could not ask for it. My agents came up to me and said, "Oh, bless your heart." But it got at, it went from, the sellers were always paying for the warranty, right? If you asked for it, they did it. They paid for it. And now what happened was 2 years, you couldn't ask for it. And so a lot of the newer agents that came in, they weren't being trained to ask for it or talk about a warranty. And so that's the whole point, is to start talking about home warranties again, because even during those 2 years, I had so many agents that called us all over nationally. We heard where homeowners would there was this one agent of mine that put a warranty, or he had the seller pay for a warranty on every single property that he sold. And then during that time, he couldn't ask for it. He didn't talk about home warranty. He didn't even tell the buyers that this is something that they can get. And so what happened? They ended up moving next door to one of his previous clients that had a warranty. And their AC had to be completely replaced. So what do you think the neighbor said to him? "Oh, well, Ray got us that home warranty through 210, and they replaced our full system. You need to call the home warranty." And they're like, "We have a warranty?" And then they call Ray, and Ray's like, because he didn't offer a warranty. They took him to court. Usually and also the 4 things that they're going to ask is, when you use a seller disclosure statement, state approved contract, seller disclosure statement, did you offer a home inspection, and did you offer a home warranty? That will take you completely right out. Okay, that's what we are seeing on. So we're trying to get the whole presenting a home warranty back in place. So it's always good, even if the seller is not willing to pay for a home warranty, the buyers could still purchase it for themselves, and they can pay in full. And we also do offer monthly payment plans to make it easier for the buyer if the seller's not willing to do it. Any questions?
So on the complimentary seller's coverage, it's covering appliances, heating, plumbing, and electrical. Is it the simple, standard, or supreme?
Great question. Standard coverage.
Okay, so it's the standard.
They can only get the standard coverage. And then once we, like, just say that you have a listing and just say your sellers are going to purchase it for the buyers,
Mhm.
then you would just let me know the property address, the new buyer's names, numbers, and email, closing date. And then we can always upgrade to the supreme. Or the buyers, they have 30 days to upgrade to the supreme.
Okay.
So we can easily get it converted, or if it doesn't go through, then we can easily just void it out. But something in here, we do also have, it's the last page, we have our waiver, and this is also for your protection, that you are presenting to buyers and sellers. Well, your sellers are automatically giving them a home warranty no matter what. But when you are working with buyers, always just ask the seller, because we're seeing more and more sellers paying for the warranty again. But if the sellers do say no, just say, hey, I tried to get this warranty for you. Sellers are not budging because they're putting so much in closing costs. But you do have older systems and appliances in your home. There's a lot of warranty companies out there, but one warranty company that I work with is Kelly. And I can give you all this information. Is this something that you would like more information on? I can have Kelly give you a call. Blah, blah, blah. If they say no, go, okay, great. Can you sign that I did present this to you and that you are saying no to that? Because a couple of days, weeks, or even months after that closing date, if they call you saying, Jeff, my HVAC has to be completely replaced. I mean, I don't understand. Like it's only 9 years old and it has to be replaced. What are you going to do about it? Well, I offered you this home warranty that could have repaired or replaced it and you declined coverage. Here's your signature. There's nothing I can do. Okay. But also with the listing coverage, some way that you can speak to your sellers is if they don't want to purchase it, they can use it as a tool in their back pocket. So a great thing, I love this story. I actually had a listing agent that used this, and she knew that the HVAC was about 33 years old. So she did her due diligence. She had the listing coverage. She put the listing coverage on. She even added the AC. She paid for it. But because it was 33 years old, she hired a licensed HVAC contractor to come out during the listing period before they put anything up to, check and make sure that everything was in proper working order. They got a clean bill of health. They're like, these are working great. And so she was like, great, put the warranty on, add AC coverage. They were golden. Well, the seller wasn't going to pay for the warranty unless the buyers asked for it. What did the buyers ask for? They asked for $10,000 more because they were so concerned about the HVAC. They wanted that to replace it. So what she did, she goes, no, we're not going to give you $10,000. Actually, we have complimentary listing coverage through 210. We even have the AC covered. And I even had it checked out by a licensed HVAC technician, proving that the systems were in place in good, safe working order. We'll give you a supreme warranty for $740. And they agreed. And she actually did 2 years. And you just double the $740, and they agreed, and she saved her sellers over $10,000. And so can you see how you can use this as a tool?
Question. So
Yes, sir.
if your seller doesn't take out the additional 50 to cover the air conditioning system, heat pump, but they're offering the standard or the supreme, when they offer that, is it going to cover the air
Yes,
conditioning?
it's automatically included.
Automatically included.
You have great questions. So it's just optional if they want that coverage during the listing, but if it converts over to buyer coverage, it's automatic.
Right. And so to convert, because I have this exact situation right now, we're advertising that it's going to go to the buyer.
Yes.
And so when we get a contract, I contact you.
Yes.
Okay, just contact you and give you the information.
Yep, I just need to know the property address, the new buyer's information, name, number, good email, closing date. Just guide me, let me know, hey, we're gonna go ahead and upgrade this to the Supreme. They have septic, what's that on septic coverage?
And then we pay a closing.
Yep, pay at closing. I'll go ahead and I'll convert it over and I'll email you the confirmation. If you want me to email the attorney, just say Tiffany. I'll email Tiffany at O'Kelly and they take care of the rest. They will collect the dues and then they actually mail us the check. Once we receive the check, we'll process it and then we'll email or mail the homeowner a care package. Okay.
Septic systems, I mean, that's,
I'm gonna go over that in a second.
okay.
So that's the buyer add-ons, as you can see. So I had an agent that yelled at me the other day because, she thought roof was included and septic was. And she was like, well, you didn't tell my client this. I'm like, well, you never asked me to call your client, so I don't know unless you ask me to call your client. I always say, always give this to your client. I have agents that will ask me for flyers. I have all the flyers, but if you want the best marketing tool to give to your clients, this is it. Because this outlines exactly what they're getting. So you can even circle the standard or circle the supreme and say, you're getting this. This is your coverage. You can get some of these. You have 30 days to add that coverage. And just, that's how you present it to your homeowner. But as you can see for the buyer option, we don't cover everything. That's why we do have add-ons where they can add on septic coverage, well coverage, pool and spa coverage for fresh or salt water. We have mini split HVAC. If you don't know what a mini split, that's what you see in hotel rooms, the HVAC on the wall. We don't see a lot of those. That's why I do not
I
add on.
actually have a new DIY mini split.
Yeah,
Have you seen that?
no. Have not.
It's actually called DIY.
Gotcha.
Oh, what?
It's designed for you to actually install it yourself at your house.
Oh.
What do you get?
I'm not kidding. It's like, if you have the outdoor fan. it's a
Yeah.
heat pump, you have the outdoor fan, and just drill a hole and put this stuff into your wall, and then you hang the mini split inside the house. And it's designed to be a DIY. I ain't doing it, but it's just, yeah.
Where can you get one?
I have to look it up. I saw it it was like, I was going, cause I go to YouTube all the time and research stuff. And the ads that annoyingly pop up that you have to watch 30 seconds of.
Yeah.
pop up
Wow.
on YouTube.
Um,
If I can just add one thing too. A lot of agents orphan their clients after they sell them, after they sell them a house, as a buyer. If you're providing this, like I told Kelly before we came in, I've got one that, like you, I'm providing it with. My intent is to put my business card in this and hand it to the buyer at the closing table. And explain, this is what we're covering, this is what you have, here's your options, and I'm gonna hand this to them at the closing table. And it's gonna have my business card in it. Because at the signing of that contract, they are no longer under contract with that other agent. That other agent may or may not ever keep up with them. But for the next year plus, they're gonna have this in their hand with my business card in it.
I'm so glad you said that because I actually had an agent call me one day, it was months ago or years ago, but he told me he did the exact same thing. And the homeowner ended up calling him regarding warranty issues. And he got me involved, but they created this relationship and he ended up listing their home years later.
It's not just warranty.
Because they had that connection because he gave it to them. They're so like, thank you so much. And they had his information.
So you developed a relationship because the other agent just kind of ghosted.
Yeah. One on HVAC, the number one reason why I see a lot of failures is due to zone control.
Control.
Zone control system. And that is a buyer add-on. A zone control, what it is, it's an accessory that goes on the HVAC. It's where you can control the airflow, where it goes in each room. It has nothing to do with the actual HVAC that's eligible for coverage. It's just an accessory to where we see a lot of zone controls with the ranch style homes and they have the bonus room on top where they use as an office. They'll have it zoned to that office or, sometimes when they're empty nesters and they have a big house, they can zone to where they only get the AC in their master bed, and not the other rooms because there's no one in there. So it's an accessory. So I would always ask if they have a zone control because it could be very pricey. I've had homeowners that have gotten upset because it wasn't eligible because they didn't have it. But the way that we look at it is if you took that zone control off, you can take it away, your AC is still working. Okay. My two favorite ones on here, is probably the extended pipe leak. Those are for the pipes that are in your front yard to the meter. Because we just cover what's inside the home. And so we do have that option. I have to tell a lot of homeowners they don't have that coverage when they call me, when that's the main issue. We see the main pipe that goes out. It's only $1,000 worth of coverage, but it's something. Roof, a lot of people think that roof is included. We don't replace the roof. That's more your homeowner's insurance that replaces the roof. We do have a roof leak repair that's $100, but we'll patch the roof over the living area of the home, excluding front and back porches in the garage. Okay. Plus coverage, that is one of my favorites. It's more coverage. It brings up the limits with plumbing and HVAC, and appliances, but it has a lot more limits towards water heaters. So Plus is one of my favorites. So if you ever have money left over, they have an older water heater, I would highly recommend adding Plus. But you'll see that there's all these additional buyer add-ons that you can have. Okay. So next, we're going to go into the benefits. So the awesome benefits that we offer to your homeowners. You guys heard me say that we do have payment plans. Another thing is whichever plan that you do choose, we do have a $100 service fee. As you can see, a buyer add-on, you can pay an additional $50 to bring that service fee from 100 to 75. I don't push it. I tell homeowners I don't push it. I just say stick with $100 because we have a service fee guarantee. And what I mean by that is if we go out there, every time that they place a claim, the contractor will go out there and they collect the $100 service fee. It's a trip charge. It's a diagnosis. That's what we like to call it. For them to come out to diagnose the issue. And again, if they can fix it right there on the spot, that's exactly what they're going to do. But if they can't, they do have to come back for approval. We have to order everything. But if we go out there and we send our guys, good, let me tell you a story. I had a homeowner that went on their homeowner portal. They placed a claim for plumbing. They did not tell us what type of plumbing. Our plumber called them, arranged for them to come out. They didn't even talk to the plumber about what was going on. Plumber drove out 30 minutes to their home. They collected a $100 service fee to find out that it was their sprinkler system. We don't cover sprinkler system. So what happened? They took $100 to hear not eligible. Was that homeowner happy? No. They just pretty much gave it. They didn't read their warranty. They didn't ask questions. But we believe doing the right thing. If we can't find coverage, if it's not eligible for coverage, if it was denied because it was a failure that was already going on prior to the warranty start date, we call pre-existing, we will give them back the $100 service, but they have to request it. We have so many claims that we just can't keep track. But if that homeowner calls us saying, hey, I've had you guys out, it was my sprinkler system, the guy took $100 and say, okay, we'll give it right back. No one else does that. So we have that service fee guarantee, which is awesome. Any plan purchase, one of my other favorites, and I cannot believe I'm saying this, but only 30% of our homeowners are taking advantage of it. It's our Happy Home Lock-in Hardware. So it doesn't matter which plan that they get, Happy Home Lock-in Hardware, how it works is your buyers, they have 45 days from that closing, 45 days to hire somebody. They don't go through 210. They do not place a claim through 210. But they hire their own person to come out to redo all their locks, or we give them options. They can buy all new hardware. Meaning if they want one of those little buttons, like the pin so to get into the front door, we give them the option. They just have to upload their paid receipt, wherever they go, doesn't matter, to their homeowner portal, and we're going to mail them a check up to $100 to go towards that. That's a great gift that we give. But I don't want to take I don't want to say, oh, this is a gift from me. I want you guys to use that as a value, as a gift from you, because you're also working with me. This is something I'm giving back to you. You have 45 days to hire somebody or go get all new hardware. You just have to upload your paid receipt to the homeowner portal, and 210's going to mail you a check up to $100.
And this is for any of the package.
Any package, not the new home. Obviously, they're brand new. They don't need new locks, but any of the retail packages. Yes. We all know in a pre-loved home, we don't know what neighbors have that key. More than likely, they're going to want to change out those locks. One thing that comes up a lot is Kelly. We close on this date, but they can't move in for 3 months later. What happens? I tell them, I was like, you still have to go through the process. You have 45 days. I tell them, go to Home Depot and buy one of those lock things. They're like a little over $100. I think $115, and just submit it to where you can get it. They can, refund or bring it back and then use that money for there's other ways. 45 days. If they come to us after 45 days, it's closed out. We can't do it.
45 days isn't the time they have to move into the house. It's just the time they have to go buy the hardware.
Exactly.
They can throw it.
Just
in the
let
box
them
in the
know
trunk
that.
of the car for
Yeah.
6 months.
See? Exactly. That's why I always say that if they bought the house, but they can't move into, more than 45 days later, just go buy the hardware. So we at least give them $100. Okay. If you have a buyer, and this is the buyer, not the agent, not the seller, the buyer has to be active military or veteran, we do give a discount off the price. Just go through me and I'll have that discounted for you guys. Appliance purchase program. This is actually one of my favorite ones too. So just say, and I remember I was in front of a sales meeting in this office and I said, if you have a buyer that bought the house and they want to gut the chicken, I was trying to say gut the kitchen. Everyone was laughing at me. I was like, gut the kitchen, not chicken. We offer an appliance purchase program to where they can buy brand new appliances off our discount. They're Whirlpool and GE. Now there are some other brands that's mainly Whirlpool and GE, but it's a good discount. The way I actually took advantage of it, because with appliances, and I'll be honest with you guys, I have a 210 warranty on my home, but I had this nice KitchenAid refrigerator, a pull-out drawer for the freezer. It was stainless steel. But when you opened up the refrigerator door, the water dispenser was inside. It was weird. And the ice maker, if you pulled out things, the ice maker was inside. But I kind of wanted everything to be on the door, the water dispenser and the ice maker. Well, 210 came out because I had a failure. They actually came out 2 different times. They tried to repair once, and the second time the guy was like, this can't be repaired. It had to do something with the whole line system that they're like, you have to replace this refrigerator because it was causing damage by leaking. And so 210, we don't replace based off brand. We don't replace based off feature. We replace based off functionality. They're going to give you a refrigerator that cools and freezes. And if it makes ice, we're going to give you something that makes ice. So they gave me a side-by-side Frigidaire. This is side-by-side. And I did not want it. I wanted the pull-out drawer. I wanted, the nice features. So I just took the buyout. I believe it was like a little over $1,200. And then I went to the appliance purchase program and I got a GE that had everything that I wanted to pull out, had the water dispenser, ice maker, and I was about $400 out of pocket, but I was fine with that. I was able to upgrade. So that's why we have that available. Or again, if you have a buyer that just wants to gut out that kitchen and get all brand new appliances, they have that. That's cool things that you can offer. So those are
Just for like an upgrade, they can do that.
no with any plan, they get that feature.
Okay.
Well, doesn't mean that they're gonna kick in $1,200. You can just buy a discounted appliance.
It's just discounted. Some of them, the nicer ones, like I saw I kind of matched with between what we were offering to what Home Depot was offering, and I saw where you're saving 600, but then some I saw you're only saving 300. So it's kind of like it's a pick and choose.
Right.
Yeah. HVAC. This is another favorite of mine. I don't know why. I'm infatuated by HVAC. When I first started, I remember when homeowners would call me, it was mostly because of HVAC or issues. If something was denied, it was always because of HVAC. And I was always saying the same thing. Let me get right back to you. Let me find out. Let me get right back to you. And my personality, I love to educate. I want to know all the answers. And sometimes I don't always know all the answers. But one thing about me is I like to reach out to my contractors. I want to know who they are and I want them to know who I am. But one thing I love to do is create those relationships because I want them to know that I want to push retail jobs onto them, not just warranty jobs, but retail. And the more retail I give them, I'm able to say, hey, Adam, do you remember all those replacements I gave you that were retail? I need you. He's like, I got you. What do you need? I love to have those relationships to where if you called me saying, Kelly, this guy messed up, I can call Adam, like, I need you out there and fix this other contracting mistake. That's what I love about them. But I also loved where I was able to ask a lot of questions to where they're able to guide me and educate me on HVAC, and I just fell in love with HVAC. So, HVAC, one thing I've learned is there's a lot of government mandates. There's a lot. And that's why with these service agreements, that's why we have to change every couple of years. We actually haven't changed in a minute. I think it's been almost 3 years, but we will be coming out with a new one because of government mandates. We have to make sure that we are protecting you and your clients. But back in 2000, there was a government mandate where they're banning the manufacturing of parts and the equipment with R22, also known as Freon. So is Freon still available these days? People still have Freon? Yep, they do. Oh yeah, there's a lot of Freon. That's why I always say they're no longer manufacturing parts and equipment back in 2000. We're in 2025. There's still Freon available. There's still parts available. But there was a new government mandate moving forward, January 1st of 23. A system is considered heating and air. They work together, right? There's an indoor heating, outdoor AC. They work together. They work off the same refrigerant. Say if it was a R22, a Freon system. Usually we see a lot of older systems still have the Freon. Moving forward, as of January 1st of 23, if one of the systems, just say the AC goes out and has to be replaced, they are no longer able to replace with R22. They have to replace with a new government mandate, CR15. It's a new refrigerant. And so just say we go out there and we replace that outdoor system. Well, if the outdoor system works with the indoor system, what's going to happen to the indoor system? You can't put one refrigerant and the old refrigerant and expect it to work together, can you? Now, we're either going to have to replace the evaporator coil, even though it didn't fail. We cover the compatibility. So we would replace the evaporator coil, change out the refrigerant to where they're working off together. If it's so old to where we couldn't even do that, then we might have to also do the full system replacement. There's warranty companies out there that might be $50 cheaper or $60 cheaper. They don't cover compatibility. And then people choose to go with them because they're a little cheaper, but then when their HVAC has to be completely replaced, they're getting slapped $4,000 bill. So one thing about HVAC is we are very well known for our HVAC coverage because we do cover government mandates. We do cover the CR15. We do cover the compatibility. We have no limit the first year. The first year, realtor product, we have no limit on refrigerant. There's other companies that will only cover up, $10 per pound. And these refrigerants could be $150 to $250 per pound. We have zero limit on the refrigerant. And for all your buyer, anything that you do choose, we have no limit on eligible parts in the equipment. No limit, which is awesome. But the reason why I say Supreme is because they have all the additional coverages if we had to replace, like haul away, code violation, modification, carpentry, that kind of stuff. But we have zero limit on eligible parts in the equipment. That's one thing that's really good about us is that we have the best HVAC coverage. There are warranty companies out there, and I think I talked about this at the last team meeting, but there is a warranty company that allows you to use your own contractor. It sounds good because they're like, you don't have to go through the warranty, you don't have to wait for the whole processing time. You can use your own contractor and they get paid on the spot. Meaning if their AC goes out that day, that contractor will be paid on the spot and they can get a brand new HVAC. And that's all they talk about. That's all they say. But they don't talk about their limits. I had an agent that called me and she was like, well, the way that he said it, I used them on my rental property. And I did not realize, but my HVAC. I called an out-of-network contractor. It was a good process. Yeah, they paid them right on the spot. I have to get a brand new system. The problem is they only pay them $2,400. When I looked into it, that was their max on HVAC. She's like, I'm $8,000 out of pocket. So that's the big differences with those companies. That's why with a warranty, yes, it's a process, but we are saving your client thousands of dollars. Now, they could be a good company. I will never talk bad about any other warranty companies. It could be if they had to do a simple repair, it could work out. But usually when you have an out-of-network contractor with water heaters or HVAC, more than likely they want to replace that and not repair it. Okay. I'm proud to say last year we actually paid out 97.5% of our claims, which is huge. And we also have an 84% renewal rating. Those are big numbers. We have to pay our claims because we do not make money the first year. We actually make money off the renewals. Like I said, the renewals do go up every year. And so we have to make them happy. We want to see the homeowner see the value of the home warranty for them to renew. And so 85% is a strong number. Usually the other percentage did not use the warranty, so they didn't see the value. Okay. And then last but not least, marketing materials. Like I said, we do have a lot of marketing materials that we have flyers. You can always email me. I can send you some flyers that you can use for your listing presentations. In the very, very back, we have a bunch of sign writers for your listings, basically stating listing is available. If you like to door knock, I even have door hangers where there's even a slot that you can put your business card. Everything is free. Just ask me, I'll bring it to you. And that's it. Y'all have any questions? I'm pretty much done. And I kind of right on time.
Kelly, once something's under contract, at what point in that contract process?
To order the warranty,
Yeah, I mean, like, after due diligence, after,
you can order it anytime.
Yeah.
And just say that you ordered a warranty and it fell through, just text me and say, hey, address void. It takes me 2 seconds.
Okay.
But more than likely, you probably want to do it so you have it. But I have agents that will call me and say, hey, Kelly, I'm at the closing table. I'm like, and I have it over to them within 5 minutes. It's really accurate. It takes us 2 seconds.
so is there an agent portal that we can go to?
There is an
so that
agent
we're not calling
portal.
you all the time?
Mhm. It is just 2-10.com/agent. If you are a brand new agent, just email me all of your information because we just don't take anybody. You have to be a licensed agent. I usually get updated rosters where my people will make sure that you're all in there, but if you are like brand spanking new, like within a month, let me know. And I can get you all set up.
It's great.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Do y'all feel like you learned a lot?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
But again, if you guys ever need me to explain the warranty to your clients, that's what I'm here for. If they ever ask you questions, you're like, I'm gonna have my girl give you a call. Never try to answer. I would never say, just a service fee is gonna be out of pocket. There could be out of pocket. The one thing that I do hear a lot is on the inspection, there's an issue, and the seller will say, no, we'll just give you a warranty. No, because if there's an issue, that's a crazy thing. Okay, I hear that all the time. And then they get a warranty, and these poor homeowners are stuck with that failure because it's not eligible.
So that if there's a malfunction, it needs repair, but not if it's just old
Yeah.
water heater still
Yeah.
working.
With the home inspections, HVAC, I always recommend make sure that you have temperature differentials done. A lot of times if it's too cold, they won't do it. They're not really getting it checked. That's why I always say also get a licensed HVAC contractor. Every inspection report that you will see with an older system, they're always gonna say get a licensed HVAC. Why? Because they're only doing a visual inspection. They can turn it on and off. Now they can do temperature differentials, but temperature differentials don't always help me because I see a lot where that seller knows that they've been putting Freon every summer. They'll fill it up with Freon so it passes. And then the poor homeowners are out of luck days after closing because it leaks right back out. I always say with older systems, Like I've had agents that have called me where I'm like almost being pushed back to the wall saying, I need you to tell me these are going to be covered. I'm like, these are eligible. If you want the peace of mind that they are going to be covered, I would have a licensed HVAC technician. That's the biggest gray area that we see with home inspectors because they won't even look at the heat exchanger. They can't look at the evaporator coils. And so that's why I recommend it. So, okay, awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming. Feel free to take food home with you. Got dinner tonight?
Thank you.
Very, yeah, thank you so much. And there's plenty of these back here. I'm gonna leave right up here. If you guys need any, there's more.
I put these out.
Okay.
See what's available to offer.
With you Saturday.
Yeah. I'll go get you when I'm on the car.
Okay.